Good morning, second grade, and welcome to math class. Today is Monday, October 19th, 2020. And here are 3 ways that you can write today's date. So we have been working really hard for a couple weeks on chapter 2 of our math book. And this chapter is called Numbers to 1000. So let's take a moment to review our place value. This place is the ones place. The next place is the tens place. Then we have the one we've been really focusing on, the hundreds place. And last right now, the one that we haven't focused on that much, but sometimes we did when we were doing number patterns and we had to find the next number after like 990. If you add 10, you get 1,000. So this is the thousands place. Oh, kind of ran out of room. And remember, when we are solving a problem, if we have a number that's a 3-digit number, like 426, for example, we can draw a place value chart to help us see our hundreds, tens, and ones. So we're going to do some review problems today. These aren't in your book, so you can talk out loud and answer questions that I ask. You can write on your pocket sleeve. You can write on blank paper. Anything to help you to practice. So to start, we kind of just reviewed this. We have our vocabulary. So we have 3 words: 100, 1,000, and 10. Let's figure out where they should go. 10 hundreds is the same as 1 blank. Let's draw that out. Draw it with me. 10 hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are hundreds. Okay, let's skip count together by hundreds, starting with 100. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. So that means 10 hundreds is the same as 1,000. Number 2, 10 tens is the same as 1 blank. Let's draw. Draw 10 tens with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now think back. We talked at the beginning of the chapter about how if we have 10 tens, we can circle that to remind us that that is the same thing as 100. So that means 10 tens is the same as 100. And if you want to make sure, you can skip count by tens. So that last one, 10 ones is the same as 1 blank. I know you know it. Draw it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All those 10 ones is the same thing as 1 10 block. Great job. Let's keep going. Write how many tens. Circle groups of 10 tens. Let's do that first. You can pause the video and draw these, or you can pretend to circle them without touching your screen and pausing the video. So I know that right here, I have 10 tens, and all of them are the same size. So I'm going to circle each group of 10 tens. Let's skip count by tens to figure out how many tens we have total. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. We have 70 tens. And that's the same thing as how many hundreds? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. So that means we have 700s. If we were to trade out all of these blocks for 100 blocks, we would have 700 blocks. What's that number in standard form? 700. Next one. Read the number and draw a quick picture. Then write the number in different ways. So we have it written right here in word form. 527. Draw that in a quick picture on your paper or pocket sleeve. Count how many hundreds you have. That's right, we have 5 hundreds. Count how many tens you have. That's right, we have 2 tens. And last, count how many ones you have. Yep, we have 7 ones. So now this addition problem is for us to write it in expanded form. Remember, that's when we take these numbers and stretch it out. So we start with our hundreds. 5 hundreds. What's another way to write that? 500. 2 tens. What's another way to write that? 20. And 7 ones, we can just write as 7. And if we add these together, we can write our number in standard form. That's the same number that we read in word form. 527. Great job. Now let's practice our number patterns. Look at the digits to find the next 2 numbers. So in number 1, if we look at these numbers, we can see the tens place is changing. And each time we're adding 10. So plus 10. Oops. Plus 10. That means we need to add 10 to 267. That's right, that becomes 277. Add 10 more. And again, our tens place changes to 287. So that means the next 2 numbers are 277 and 287. Good job. Now let's look at number 2. Which place is changing? The ones, tens, or hundreds? That's right, the hundreds place is changing every time. 345, 445, 545, 645. We need to keep adding 100. So the next number would be 745, And then if we add 100 more to that, remember just our hundreds place changes, 845. In this chapter, we also talked about how we can show numbers in different ways. So this picture is showing 14 tens, but how else could we show this same number? We could circle 10 tens. Why? Because 10 tens is the same thing as 100. So that's the same thing. We could cross that off and draw a 100 block. And then how many 10 blocks are left over? 4 tens. So another way to say 14 tens is to say 100 4 tens. We also talked this chapter about comparing numbers. We have 3 symbols that we use to help us compare numbers: greater than, less than, equal to. So notice that our greater than and less than symbols, it opens up to the bigger number. So for example, 241, 141. Our symbol is going to open up to the bigger number, which is this number because it has an extra 100. So it'll open up like that. 367, 951. We can see that this number has more hundreds, so our symbol will open up to that number. And we read this as 367 is less than 951. And when do we use that equal to symbol when comparing numbers? That's right, we use it if we have the same number. So if I have 100 and 100, I would write that equal sign in the middle because we're saying 100 is equal to 100. It's the same number. Thanks for reviewing with me all about Chapter 2. If you have any questions about anything we've been learning in math, come to office hours today at 2 o'clock and we can practice and discuss them. You don't have to complete any handwritten pages today. There is one problem on Seesaw that I recorded myself reading. So complete that one problem on Seesaw. Then please go on ST Math for 15 to 20 minutes. And if you would like to practice even more, review even more, you can go back in any of the Chapter 2 pages and complete any problems that we might have skipped over. Thanks, second grade.